Hello and welcome back to my Dandelion Diaries. Today I wanted to go over part 2 or week 2, I guess, of my September 30 inks 30 days challenge, or 30 inks 30 days playtime, whatever you want to call this. I have been doing Birmingham Pen Company inks, and I plan to do that for the whole month, and I've been making mixes or have made mixes of each of the inks that I wanted to use every day. So I'm going to kind of showcase how they have looked in full page swatches, the supplies that I've used, and all that kind of stuff in this video. And I'm also going to do some live swatches so you can see the ink difference from wet to dry, because Birmingham Pen Company inks are pretty well known now for their inks looking completely different wet than they do dry. So without further ado, let me just get started with day number 9. So for day number 9, I ended up doing Birmingham Pen Company's Hydrangea, which is a purple, and I decided to ink it into my Pilot Metropolitan Purple Leopard. This has a fine steel nib on it. I don't really want to talk too much about pens because I really care more about the inks for this month, but the ink itself is a mix 1 part hibiscus and 4 parts tea berry ice cream, and it creates this lovely like purple, like purpley pink color, I guess. The tools that I used up here, I have a paintbrush swatch and then a B1 speedball nib that I use to kind of, calligraphy is a strong word, but I would say monoline write, just bigger write the day up here. So this would be the B1 speedball nib paintbrush, and then the rest of the writing is going to be whatever pen I used. So I really enjoyed this ink because it reminded me a lot of Sailor's, I think it's 𝗦𝘂𝗽𝗍𝗄, one of the Sailor Mano inks, in that it's kind of like purple with a little bit of a pinky undertone to it. Lovely color. The shading did not come through in the writing as much, but I really love the look of this on a full page. It is absolutely gorgeous. For day 10, I picked a red ink, and this is Birmingham Pen Company's Stagecoach, and I inked this into my 𝗦𝘃𝗽𝗍𝗏 cream, and this has a fine nib on it. And I, again, really enjoyed this one too. I was surprised, I guess. I'm not usually a big red ink person at all, but the mix of this one is 10 parts Ladybug, 1 part Tiger Lily, and 4 parts Sterling Silver. And I feel like this created the perfect, like, dusty neutral red. It was so lovely. I really enjoyed this ink. I will say by the end of me doing this page, I immediately ran and did a full page in my journal and really enjoyed it there too. So this one might be worth a full bottle to me because I really enjoyed the dusty red aspect of it. It's really nice. For day 11, I went with a teal, and I believe this is one of the newer colors that they came out with. It's called Lake Erie. I decided to put this into my Conklin Misto Green, which is a variety of colors, and it actually matched a lot better than I was expecting. But the flow of this ink was phenomenal. It was so nice. It wasn't a medium pen, so maybe that's why. But I will say the recipe for making this ink is a bit extensive. It's 4 parts electron, 4 parts sterling silver, 1 part gunpowder, 1 part saltwater taffy, 4 parts hibiscus, 1 part tiger lily, and 3 parts dilution solution. But the shading in it is really lovely in that it's kind of like got this green, like darker green teal, red haloing of a sheen, and then a little bit of a lighter kind of shade thing going on. It showed up really well in the writing, I would say, for sure, in that it has this light to dark kind of movement throughout it, and the little hints of like red sheen popping through are really beautiful as well. I don't know, I really like this one too, but I'm a sucker for like darker teal inks, and this is a really good one. Then for day 12, I tried a yellow out, and this is called Lighthouse. This is another one of their newer ink recipes or inks that they put on their website. I was actually surprised at how dark this came out, because the swatch that they have on their website is, I would say, a bit more yellow looking, and it could be just, you know, my mix, since I did mix this ink, which it is 10 parts Yorkshire Canary, 5 parts Tiger Lily, 4 parts Sterling Silver, and 1 part gunpowder. And I did end up putting this into a medium 𝗬𝗐, so this is the Rainforest 𝗬𝗐 with a medium nib, but I feel like this turned out way more brown than I was expecting. And I love it. Don't get me wrong. This is like a really beautiful ochre-y, like dark ochre yellow color, and it has this tiny bits of like green sheen going on. I really enjoyed this. I just was really pleasantly surprised that it wasn't as yellow as I was expecting, I guess. I don't know. I still like it. I like the little bits of shading that it has, and I like that it's a bit more of a, again, ochre yellow, but I kind of want it to be a bit brighter. So I may play around with this recipe in the future and see if I can get it to be a little bit more yellow with the tiny bits of shading. For day 13, I decided to mix a black. I don't really love to play with black inks during 30 Inks 30 days, but I felt like I didn't want to leave this kind of color family out. So this is Flagstone, and the mix of this one is 1 part sterling silver, 2 parts gunpowder. So it's a little bit more of a muted black, but it still has this lovely kind of like sheen going on that's a bit more of a matte black sheen. I ended up putting this into a 𝗏𝗏𝗃. I have no idea which colorway this is anymore, but it was in a fine nib and I really liked it. I think the flow could have been a little bit better, but that's probably just the 𝗏𝗏𝗃. But I really liked that it was not like black hole black. I guess like it's not like I'm being sucked into the depths of the darkness. It's a black ink, but it's softer. Like it has a nice soft black look to it, and I really enjoyed that about it. And then the second to last day, I did another newer ink from Birmingham Pen Company, and this is Kraken's Wave. Their swatch on their website shows it to have a lot more pink undertone and also a little bit lighter in color. So I don't know if this again is a mistake on the mixing on my part, but at least on the Sands and Waiver paper, the pink did not come through as strongly as I was hoping for. I did ink this up in my 𝗏𝘃𝗃𝗏𝗃 Earl Grey, and this does have a medium nib, and the mix of this ink is 8 parts tea berry ice cream, 2 parts sterling silver, and 1 part electron. I still love the color. It's giving like dark periwinkle to me. It has beautiful shading throughout. It just didn't show as much of the pink shading as I was really hoping for, I guess. But I still really enjoyed writing with this. And it could just because I really enjoy the Bennu writing experience because those nibs are just really pretty and really nice. But this was a good combo. I just didn't love that I didn't get as much of the shading as I wanted that is showcased on the photos on their website. And then for the last day of the week, Sunday, day 15, this is Birmingham Pen Company's Railroad Spike. I ended up putting this into my Traveler's Company Brass fountain pen, which has a fine nib, and I love this combination. Oh my gosh, this was probably my favorite of the week. This is just phenomenal. I don't know, the Stagecoach was maybe my favorite, but I really loved the like deep almost teal black that this had with the really dark red black sheen. Lovely. The mix of this one is 5 parts Ladybug, 5 parts Tea Berry Ice Cream, 3 parts Tesla Coil, and 1 part Interstellar Bronze. So this did have 2 of the really high sheening inks in it, and I adore, and I mean adore, how this turned out. I love how in the writing there's tiny bits of sheen popping through. I love that it's a dark off black color that's on the teal side. I really enjoyed this ink combination quite a lot. Overall, I am really happy with week 2 of my inks. I think I'm enjoying the brighter colors this week versus the more dark colors of last week. I still am excited to continue on in the next week of colors that I have chosen. I think I picked a few more greens next week than I have in previous weeks, so I'm really excited. Favorites wise, I loved Stagecoach. I think that one and then Railroad Spike were probably my top 2. If I had to pick a third, it would probably be the Hydrangea, just because this like more pinky purple was just lovely, absolutely lovely. But I think Stagecoach with that 𝗦𝘵cie 𝗵𝗆 was just phenomenal. I want to play around some more with Lighthouse, make it a little bit more yellow looking. I think it's a little too brown for my liking, but I, again, am really happy with the colors that I chose so far for the challenge that is the 30 Inks 30 days. Anyways, if you have any questions about any of these inks, the mixes, or just the challenge itself, I guess, let me know down in the comments. But for now, I'm going to end the video off here. And I hope to see you next week for part 3, where I will do the next week of mixed inks from Birmingham Pen Company to just continue on with the 30 inks in 30 days. Anyways, have a good one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.